Hi YouTube, how are you? I'm doing okay. I found another Dr. Hillman video on another channel. He was doing a live with Snappy from Drawing Down the Stars. I'm going to share that in here. They're talking about magic, and I had got a question about the cornerstone that was rejected. I've said before, that is the mother. The environment we're living in, um, say like the church has their rituals and their incantations, their creeds, their prayers. These are things that they implement in a magical way, so to speak. It's no different than the robes that a magi would wear or a witch would wear. Or, see, I don't look at any of it as magical. I look at it as physical. It's physics with the spiritual aspect of the energy you're drawing upon, who's your daddy type of thing. What's going on in the world today is the ignorance of the foundation. That wouldn't even been it's more oh, the word, it's more the physical, and what I'm trying to explain, uh like if you're a doctor or a nurse. Let me get my thoughts collected here, just a minute. Cheers. um Let me see where I was going to go with that. Oh, give me words. Let me see if I can appropriate this. Um, in a manner of speaking, what used to be the physical and the natural, and it wasn't magical, it was just something that was inside us that we drew upon, um, that power from God for our instincts and um, progressing in this world. Everything's got kind of turned upside down by the will of, I would say, like the great music. Ah, I always have trouble with this word, magician. Um, that's not God. No, that's somebody that had to um, insert odd geometry upon the reality. It's the material that is being drawn upon. The initiator, the owner of it, still owns it, but they have the pretense that it is something new, that it isn't the creators to begin with, that they're like voyarding, or they're opening a new frontier to something new. Like, you hear these terms like hybrid human beings, and that type of thing is nothing more than manipulation of what is already there. um so they think they actually have some kind of like control over a situation. um it's like you go in a movie theater, or you go in a theater, you're going to see a play, and it'd be like, and the play's already set. The actors know their lines. the performances going on, and the magi sitting in the audience thinking they are conducting the play. Um, there, I have more to that. They really think they have these magical abilities. They really do. So it's just really the will of God, whether people agree with, like I say, uh, where they're drawing their energies from. Now, if you remove a cornerstone from a building, from the base of the building, what happens? Not a wise idea. And gentlemen, don't take offense to this. Yeah, I mean you can if you want to, but the cornerstone is female. If you reject the mother, you don't have anything. You have nothing to build upon. You have just rejected the material you need to build. You rejected the base of everything that is for a temporary spout with magic or whatever. Um, True thing. So, so you can, let's put it this way, you can play with the Joker, or you can, yeah, listen to the smoker. No, no, no. There's more scientifically. I was going somewhere else. Like the medical advantages of what is going on or not going on, and within that, how people are actually binding themselves to the dark essence. It's like they vampirize themselves with their actions because they don't understand the energy they're using. Even Satan understands that his energy doesn't come from him. He knows that, of course he does. He might be mad about it. I don't think he is, but never know. I mean, there must be a reason why he was given so much power over people in the world if they think he has that power over them and don't see it as a equal thing. Now, I would never make any type of contract, but if somebody wielding that power asks something of me and I can provide that, you are now in my debt, which is meant to be anyway. That's how Satan loses his soul, because he has the ability to do things that other human beings don't have. And God is in control of that soul. Doesn't mean that God uses that power of that. It just means initially, when everything's all said and done, that's the ultimate power, you know. So, anyway. And then you have people that are like, if they think you have some sort of ability. Okay, it's just like Dr. Allman was talking about how he has a communication in the ether with um, the divine feminine. He calls her Sophie or whatever. So, and the different things like the guidance that she has given him, like, oh, it's like with me when I was raising my kids alone too. He has gone through that. Sometimes as a single parent, you're kind of at a loss. Um, like if you're a father with a daughter, where do you go for that guidance for your daughter if you're like clueless on the functionings of a little girl, because you just don't know. Where do you go for that type of thing? Or things that he would ask, like people wanted him to prove his connection with this being, that he had walked into a library and was asked to, he said he was going to find a certain book. The first shelf he looked, the first book he grabbed was um, uh, the book on the female energy, and that one just happened to be Echidna that the founder of the library had written, and it was on the shelf, on the first shelf. But still, the certain things that the gifts that he has gotten in that way, with that respect and that love, um, it's not magic. It's mutual respect and a gift that people have access to if you don't deny the cornerstone. Oh, shit. I just had to throw that little laugh in there because there's somebody that was so mad at me thinking I have abilities or something to grant them riches. And it's like, it doesn't work like that. Not at all. Yeah. It's like making a deal. Like it's like making a deal with your parent, whatever parent you follow. Like you run up and say, Mom, can I have money to go out with my friends? And she's like, did you clean your room? Is your homework done? You know, did whatever. And the kid's like, well, not yet. Well, then let's get this done and we'll see about that, type of thing. But these people are just like, I didn't clean my room, but I want to go out with my friends and, you know, can you help me out? And she's like, no, I'm the one who needs to be helped out. When you help out the foundation can help you, you know. So, and believe me, mothers aren't in it just for the entertainment to see how cute their kids can be. Sometimes there's a bigger, deeper situation going on in people's lives that they may not understand, you know. I hope some of that made sense to people. So anyway, these clowns rejected the cornerstone that um, anything anything they misappropriate, um, it's like putting yourself in hell. I can't explain it any deeper than that. You're dishonoring the base of the energy. And so why should it work in your favor is that type of attitude, that people give towards the Spirit of God or God Himself. It's like the lack of respect, which reminds me, I saw somebody, like if you're still like drinking or cussing or fornicating, um, like the Spirit of God isn't in you. Well, God does actually curse and cuss and swear. And there's, I think, 56 places in the scriptures where Jesus actually is nasty, 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 swearing at people and whatever. And you can say it's not true, but it's very true. You just need to know where to go to find these insults and nasty things that he says to people. But people think he's all puppy dog, cute, whatever. You have no clue. It's actually uh, wheeling dark. Okay, so he wanted the allure that the female essence has. Well, look at this planet. Does that male spirit scream masculinity? I mean, I suppose if you're a bull in heat and a younger bull is the only thing that you could copulate with, and you were kept in that state for a very long time, chances are that that big bull, well, it'd have probably killed the younger one out of frustration. Actually, that's basically kind of what's going on, but people don't see it like that because things really are so confused because Jesus is wielding powers that he didn't realize what he was getting himself into. Let's just say that black vial, he took the wrong one. He thought he was getting the Spirit of God and the gifts from God, and he totally, totally tried to take the wrong one. Well, you couldn't never take it anyway because um, there was a division before he was even a gleam in the old man's eyes. These things were put into place to keep him in his place because you can't just give people the ability of the gods and then just let them run amok with things that are sacred that keep people whole and healthy and give them that total control over the situation. That's never going to happen. Doesn't matter if they need the foundation or not because the foundation does not need them. It's like you have the earth. The earth doesn't need any buildings or anything to be the earth, you know? Anyway, he's just a clown. He's just a baby compared to God. It's the truth. I and the Father are one. Actually, that was said 1,000 years before Christ was ever thought of. And there is a sacred marriage in the scriptures that Christians won't talk about because they want you to marry Jesus. They want you to be his bride. So, yeah, talk about controlling male and females. Wow. Well, I had this sick feeling about it all when I started really realizing it at 12. Yeah. And then I was inspired to learn as much as I could. Why does Jesus love the little children? Because he's demonic. The Christian church is based on child predation, keeping you at that certain vibration of sinfulness, that you're so bad that you need that redemption from the Antichrist that comes first. There you go. And you're going to say, well, that's not true. Well, then you need to read some more scripture. And with the understanding of what I'm talking about is a very true. People are still sacrificing their children to that lower dimensional vibration, that ghost, the ghost in the machine. Yeah, Anyway, it's just, he's a thief and a liar, and he wants to destroy little boys before they even have a chance to come into their manhood out of jealousy. That's exactly what's going on. In women, he's already got us on this, in this life right now. He's already got womanhood destroyed. People could think, well, what would like child predation or homosexuality or any of that have anything to do with your religion? It does. Just look at this world. Just look at it and see the conditioning that's been going on and why it's been going on. Who's destroying it? What's going on? Wasn't no woman took a bite out of an apple. The female personification, the demonic force, we'll just call Jesus in drag, took the wrong vial out of lack of knowledge. When you think you're the parent and you're still just the kid, you know. That's what happened. That's why things are such a mess, and doesn't mean the whole building, the whole temple isn't God. That's not what I'm saying. His cornerstone is that mother, his wife. That's the cornerstone that this whole world's rejecting. That's a part of him. When we reject gifts God has given us and make something unnatural that is sacred, we've already bound ourselves to the darkness in that spirit, you know, if we choose to do that. Then that darkness is where your usually sympathies would lie, unless you realize that um, there's really the mom's the only one who's going to save you. Mom's the only one you can go to when things get really bad, really bad. Maybe you've experienced something different through your father, could very well be, but I will guarantee that he has respect for females that a lot of men don't have. You honestly think that God made female to be um, out of sorts as the matriarch of her family? That was injected in people to keep you submissive. That's, I can't say it any clearer than that. In a sense, it is magic, but it's like a sense of hypnotism and rituals and sound and all kinds of things that are used, food and chemicals, clothing, different things, metals, if they want something to be used against you, if they want to keep you captive or captivated in a certain area and you don't know the, or if that's actually the area you're choosing, if you're choosing to believe that you're hybrid and not an actual human being, either male or female. So if you're choosing, it's not that, no, yeah, we can hear a like male spirit or the female, but if you're actually choosing to take on the personification of a male and you're female, you're choosing to deny the foundation. Then how can mom help you if you're not going to help yourself? So, like, if you're not helping her clean up your mess so she can give you money so you can go see the show, her hands are tied. She can't help you. You're not allowing that, you know, just out of pure, what is it, stubbornness? You know, is it so horrible that we would honor a mother and a father on this planet? Are people so hateful from being born with that opportunity of understanding who God actually is and the miracles and the magic that God can do? Or we can wield with his help, or we could talk to him personally and get that help. But that personal connection is the divine spirit that everybody rejects. So what would that female spirit do? What's mom gonna do when the kids aren't listening and she's a single parent? That's the position we're in on this planet right now. Um, so Sophia is a single parent because God's taking a nap and letting Satan do his own thing just to see what people are going to do. What are they going to do to his beloved, his only begotten, while he's resting? I think it'll come to people pretty soon here, maybe. I'm hoping that there's some recognition of the reality behind what I'm saying. There's actual even Dr. Amen isn't actually, he's telling people about how the magic works. He's not, and the conversations between that spirit and him, that's not magic. But there is magic that people can dive into. But he's never saying that he's actually done that. He's gone into an agreement with that spirit and gave her his soul to handle for him in these desperate times. So that is the job of the mother, the matriarch, the glue of the family, the beginning of your family, or my family would be God. you know, in his several personifications. But yeah, but in essence, just going back to the mom thing, if you can't help mom and she's struggling, she's probably not going to help you, and you are going to have to rely on the dark force that requires payment. What mom gives you is free. It's rejected because you don't want to help. And what dad's giving you is his sleepy time nightmare shit that you're going to have to pay for. If that's magic, well, I guess if that's what you want to call actual physics on this planet, actual science of how we conduct ourselves with the Spirit of God and our connection to Him and His beloved one that helps Him, if it's all not honored together, it's just I can't. It's out of my hands. I can't help anybody do anything. Yeah, well, I wouldn't anyway. Like I say, if you don't clean your room, you're not getting money to go to the show. Simple as that. Because if I have to clean your mess, you're not having any fun. If I don't have fun, you don't have fun. That's the bottom line there. That's the cornerstone. So, and you can believe whatever you want. You can say that Jesus was the cornerstone rejected. No, the actual Christ is female and she is rejected. Look at this world. Jesus isn't being rejected. Come on, people. His churches love him. Get real. There's over 30% of the population, which is the ruling majority, that are Christians, that believe that who can't be found in the church is the Christ Spirit when the imposter is there. And if you think that religions that allow war or would say like and God guided Moses to take out this city and this village and go in there and inhabit it. Are you out of your ever loving minds? Do you understand what the hell is going on? We're living in Revelation. The Antichrist is ruling, and that's where I'm at with that. I just, I've explained it. I've exhausted myself on this one, I think, today. Um, I'm gonna add this video in here. You might see a little bit of what I'm trying to explain to you in communication with people through the ether that is an actual real thing, and how people help each other like that. That is an actual reality and a possibility. So, well, I love you all and I appreciate you joining me. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope I sufficiently covered that question. Um, let me, I'm gonna go back to, no, I'm gonna just leave it there today. I really can't, I guess I can't say anymore. There's other people that think that it's a male entity that is the cornerstone. It's not the whole building. The whole building holds a lot of weight. But that cornerstone is necessary. It's not very big. And then you'll understand like the two pillars and the two energies and that what comprises what God is. Um, it's his family all balled up into one, but the mother's being rejected, and I just can't say it any clearer. Look at this world. Look at who sits on that throne. Satan's sitting on that throne in heaven, in everybody's temple. And no, he doesn't sit in my temple. I control my own. But I mean, I've been trained for this for decades. So this none of this is new to me. Any like even when the Masons would do like magic shows and hypnotism and rituals and drugs and their weird ass shit. Um oh, there's a gospel. It's like called the ass of Jesus. It's a real thing. Maybe I'll be able to dig that up for you and prove what I'm talking about is he really is a jackass, and you're going to find out that the Son of God is wielding powers that are misappropriating, and he will live within that, and the destruction that he has done to mankind and the people that he has gathered to them. He now has a family of illegitimacy that he has to raise and take care of. That's his punishment for diving in where he didn't belong. And it'll become clear. You're going to understand the Antichrist does come first. He did. That was 2,000 years ago. So over 2,000 now, but it's all real. So, well, I love you all. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Peace and love from Pine City, Minnesota, USA. Have a good night or day wherever you're at.